Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and once again I'm coming to you with another EDC gear review and unboxing. And yes, we're going to be taking a look at another flashlight today. I guess I'm kind of becoming slowly one of the YouTube flashlight guys. I have no idea, but I have a lot of cool companies sending me these things, and I like to actually review them. So today we're going to be looking at the P23i tactical flashlight from NITECORE. Now, NITECORE is a company you may have heard of before. I have reviewed some of their lights in the past, and they're even having a huge booth at SHOT Show this year. I know that they're really trying to break into the US market and compete with companies like Surefire, Modlite, and Streamlight. So that's kind of what they're trying to do with this. This thing is boasting it's pretty powerful at 3,000 lumens. It has a throw of 470 meters. It's rechargeable, has a holster. I don't know, has a lot of features. It even says a strike bezel with high strength silicon nitride ceramics. So I guess you could use it as a melee weapon or maybe something to bust out car windows. It's just supposed to be an all-around tactical flashlight. So we're going to open this on camera. We're going to see what this thing is all about. We'll check out what the beam looks like here in the garage, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. But let's go ahead and adjust the camera and let's unbox this. All right, so here's the box this P23i comes in. It says strobe ready, 470 meters, 3,000 lumens. It says it's the I generation, not 100% sure what that means, but long range tactical flashlight. On the side here, we have max output, 3,000 lumens, impact resistant to 2 meters, waterproof to 2 meters, USB-C charging port, strike bezel with high-strength silicon nitride ceramics. You have the mode button and the power button. I do like that where they're separate. You don't have to guess how many times you push a button to figure out how to use it. And then we have the battery, the holster, and the charging cable. All right, so let's go ahead and open this. Let's see what's inside. All right, we'll just tear open the box. All right, let's pull this thing out. All right, that thing is bigger than I was expecting. Yeah, that looks pretty large. Let's see here, we got the holster. It says NITECORE on it. Got the owner's manual, got a lanyard, some extra parts, got the charging cable with a nice little NITECORE branded strap. And obviously we want to see this light. Man, is it in there tight. There we go. All right, so there it is, the P23i. It's a big boy. This thing is definitely a tactical flashlight. You have a pretty nice bezel there. The glass looks pretty clear. You got the 3 points here on the bezel. That's obviously for striking maybe a window or using it as a melee weapon. All right, so I'm assuming I got to unscrew the back cap here, and the battery will be inside, and maybe I can get this thing to work. If not, I'll have to charge it. Let's see, pull, remove before use. All right, so let's put this back on. It does have the O-rings, so that is what's going to give it its water resistance. All right, tie that thing down. Oh, and there it goes. Okay, so we got the power button here in the back, and we got our mode on the side. Hey, I like that a lot. That is so easy to use. I like it when flashlights have this type of setup. I really don't like the lights where you have to click it 1, 2, or 3 times to get to the mode you want, or hold it down, because it's, for me, kind of difficult to find the exact mode that I want, or if I over-click it by 1 push, then I gotta go through the whole cycle again. Not a big fan of that. So let me also see if I hold down the mode light, what it does. Oh, there's the strobe. All right. That's how that works. And of course the on and off switch. And it doesn't seem to have a Firefly mode, which I think is actually pretty good, because I know personally I have never used a Firefly mode on a light. It looks like the actual light itself has a lot of machining on it. It looks very tactical. You have some knurling here on the side. Yeah, it looks kind of intimidating, I guess. Kind of a cool looking flashlight. It's just not a plain old tube. The finish on it looks nice. All right, I absolutely have no complaints, just like the other NITECORE light that I have reviewed in the past. So let's go ahead and adjust the camera, and let's see what this beam looks like here in the garage. All right, so as always, I have the camera set in my garage here facing that little alcove you guys always see in the background. Let's go ahead and turn on this NITECORE flashlight. Let's see what it looks like. And there it is on the low setting. And like any good tactical flashlight, it is pretty darn directional with a centered hotspot, has some pretty good spill to it, but most of the light is definitely directed forward. I believe it has 4 different settings. So let's go up to the next setting here. And there is the next setting. A lot brighter. I'd have to say this is actually about as bright as many of the other general purpose flashlights I have reviewed. Go to the next, and now this garage is really lighting up. Hotspot is still pretty centered, and then let's go to the full brightness right there, and that is definitely projecting a lot of light. And this is one of the brightest flashlights I think I have ever reviewed here on the channel. I do like how centered that hotspot is, and the color of the beam is pretty good. Seems to be very, very white. And usually by now on the high setting, and I am holding it very close to the bezel, it would normally get pretty hot. It is getting a little bit warm, but it is definitely not uncomfortable. So that is what the beam looks like. I'm not really having any heat issues. So far, I'm pretty impressed with it. So I really like all the options of this, and it really does seem to be a pretty good tactical flashlight for what it is. So I'll go ahead and adjust the camera and give you guys my final thoughts. So what are my final thoughts on the NITECORE P23i tactical flashlight? Well, I am really impressed with this. I think the build of it is really nice. I think aesthetically it is very pleasing, and it's definitely a tactical light. It has a very centered throw to the beam. You got that bezel that you can use, as I said, as a melee weapon or bust glass out. That's really cool. And I feel like if you are not going to have a weapons mounted light, it is important to have a quality tactical flashlight. You know, there's a lot of people that like to have it separate so you don't have to point your firearm at what you want to look at, because after all, the rules of gun safety say never point your gun at anything you don't want to kill or destroy. So if you have a separate light and your gun here, you can just use the flashlight and point at what you need. And having a good tactical flashlight especially could blind people that are trying to attack you. It can help you give cover. Yeah, this is a great light. I'm very happy with this, and I really like the fact it has the separate buttons in the back, one for on off and one for the modes. That makes it really easy to select the mode that you're trying to find and get to. So that's my favorite type of setup, and I do like it where the buttons are on the back as compared to the side. So I give this thing really high ratings for a tactical flashlight. And so on my star system, how would I rate this? Well, just handling it here in the garage, knowing NITECORE's reputation, looking at the build of this, looking at the options, honestly, it's a 5 out of 5 star review. This is a perfect tactical flashlight. It's the right size, it's the right brightness. I like it. I like all of the controls. I have no issues with it whatsoever. It honestly kind of exceeded my expectations because, you know, NITECORE is not as popular or as well known as Surefire or Streamlight, but I think they're putting out just great products. So there you go, my review of the NITECORE P23i tactical flashlight. Very happy with it, and I even like this little holster that it comes with. It seems to fit this light really well, and there you go. So thank you, NITECORE, for sending this to me for review. And just so all of you know, NITECORE did send this free of charge for the review. So you guys can decide if that affects my biases or not. I always want to be upfront and honest with you. But for me, 5 out of 5 stars. This is a great tactical flashlight. And I think if you are going to carry a gun, you definitely need a tactical flashlight. So this is one I definitely recommend. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you have a tactical flashlight and do you carry it? So, as always, thanks for watching.